right. How you feeling? Energized? That's what I thought. Kareem, hey, bro. And so I'd like to share with you, if you want to do this thing again, we can do it again. Yeah. So I'd like to share with you why we chose extraordinary stories that connect us for today's theme. And it all starts, there's 3 reasons. The first reason is, and I need to get my, yes. So the first reason is, a few years ago, we went to visit Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton in Rome. And in the first presentation that Greg made, he chose a profound quote. Who are we but the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves and believe? Who are we but the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves and believe? So what I understood from that quote, because it really resonated with me, was that we're not only products of the accumulation of our life experiences, we are in fact products of the stories we tell ourselves and the meanings we make about those life experiences. And how much we believe those stories and meanings to be true. Tonight, our speakers will share with you some precious, precious gems of wisdom. And you'll see that many of these gems are perfect examples of what? Of how we can reframe our stories and meanings to create a perfect pattern, which is the unique masterpiece of your life. And the second reason why we chose the theme is because when I joined Toastmasters, the public speaking club, and there are many Toastmasters in here tonight, and I thank you all for being here. And when I joined Toastmasters back 7 years ago, I experienced how people can turn words into light. Not light in the literal sense, but how by packaging their words eloquently and delivering them with emotion, the audience were able to see things they couldn't see before. So I realized that the word inspiration comes from the 2 words, in spirit. That's when the speaker's message bypasses the mind and ego and strikes straight at the heart, spirit to spirit. And meeting after meeting, I'd hear people telling their unique stories. And not only they struck a chord in my heart and soul, but I look around the room and I see other people watching, relating to other people's stories. And I was hooked. Stories transcend boundaries. They connect us as human beings, and they remind us of our shared humanity, and how perfect is that aligned with our mission and purpose at mindX, connecting people at a deeper level. And the third reason is I've been studying Jungian psychology a bit recently, and I came across a quote by the famous psychologist Carl Jung. The reason for evil in this world is that people are unable to share their stories. I was like, wow, that makes sense to me, because everyone has an inner voice that they want to share. And why not create a platform for people to empower them to share their wisdom, to share their light? And here we are. Here we are. So now I'll just share a few more minutes, my short story, and then I'll introduce the first speaker of the evening. And here it goes. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. Ready. A few years ago, I met a very interesting lady at a Mind, Body, and Spirit event just here in Limassol. And clap, Mind, Body, Spirit are in the house. And she was a very interesting lady. She was one of these mysterious types that had a mystic aura around her. And on one hand, she was a businesswoman, educated MBA, etc., worked in finance. But on the other hand, she was into transpersonal psychology, and she ran a well-being center. And she looked at me, and she said in our first encounter, and she said, "What did you bring here?" And I said, "What did I bring where?" She said, "With you here to earth." Even though I couldn't answer this question, it stayed in my mind. And from time to time, I think about it again. Walid, what did you bring here? What did you bring here? And then 3 years later, I was in an online course, Fritjof Capra online course. And out of the 250 people on this course, there was only one other person who lived in Cyprus, and it was her. And she sends me a message on the forum, and she says, "Hi, Walid, nice to see you here. You never answered my question." Right? And I said, well, yeah, I'm going to go for a walk on the beach today, and I'm going to think about it. Right? Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, what did you bring here with you to earth? I thought about it, and I realized the only way to even ponder such a deep question is to stop and listen. And the reason this question is so profound and so deep is because it's deeper than purpose. On the purpose, we look on the outside for purpose. But this question is about the timeless wisdom that resides within. So I stopped. I thought. Actually, I didn't think. I listened to the silence. And I remembered my parents' story. Mom, you're here somewhere. So my grandparents didn't really approve of my parents' marriage many years ago. And I think many of you can relate maybe to yourselves or other people in your lives that you know. And what do a young couple in love do back in the 70s? They don't care. They get married. They elope and they just move abroad, right? Easy peasy. And it was a year later, I think it was about a year later, when they took me back to see my grandparents. And they, the grandparents, must have fallen, God bless them, must have fallen in love with me, little old me. And so they welcomed her back and they made peace. So I thought to myself, could it be that peace is something that I brought with me here? What did you bring with you here to earth? Stop, close your eyes, and listen. Could it be that peace is something that we all brought with us? I think so. And then I thought a little bit deeper. And I remembered when I was in Japan a few years back, I was sitting in Tokyo with two good friends, Vladimir, here with the white t-shirt with his hands crossed, from Russia, and Chris from the UK with the blue shirt. And we're sitting at this cafe, and a 93-year-old man from Kyoto walks in. And his handshake was as firm as mine. And he wanted to sit with us. The waitress thought he was, a strange guy or something and wanted him to leave. I said, no, what does he want? It's this man right over here with his hand up. And she said he wants to practice his English and share his life experiences with you. I said, yes, please, let him join us. And he's sitting down. And as he's sitting, I say to him, I'm Walid from Lebanon. This is Chris from the UK. This is Vladimir from... No. He interrupts me. And what he said will stay with me forever. He said, no nationalities, only human beings. And he sat down and he looked me in the eyes and he said, I want to tell you something. I can't explain very good in English, but I've been in the war. And it is nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you all wish, like me, that the word humanity comes from the two words human, unity, humanity. What did you bring with you here? Could it be that we all brought the true meaning of humanity with us here? And to close, the poet Rumi once said, there's a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. When we stop and when we listen, we may sometimes hear a whisper of that voice, answering the question, what did we bring here? And I think we brought a reminder. We brought a reminder that deep down, we all brought the same one thing, that peace and human unity are the foundations of the one human story, and that I am you and you are me, one. And I will leave you with a gift, and the gift is the question, Kathy. What did you bring here? And tonight, I wish for all of us that as we listen to the fascinating speakers, share with us their gifts and their light, that maybe we resonate, we relate, and we may uncover little glimpses of the gifts that we brought with us to earth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to mindX, extraordinary stories that connect us.